Hello, people. This is the girl Lena.
And I am Shantae.
We are here at Can TV.
And we are Our Legacy.
Our Legacy. Now, do you still hear that voice? That sound? You know what?
It's gone.
No, it is still right here. I think it's coming from over here somewhere. So give us a minute.
Oh, it could be we're trying to get the sound.
Yeah, we're hearing the sound over here. So we'll have to have them come in here in a minute, figure out what that sound is. But today we're going to talk about community violence. Go ahead and kick that off while I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yes, you all. There is a lot going on in our communities, even now as I speak. And so we have to clean up house. And today is the focus of how can we clean up house? How can what are some things that we can be doing to combat this community violence that is running rampant in our communities?
Yes.
And so because these are the things that is stressing us out, that is, making us depressed and stressed and, having lack of energy, not wanting to be exist in our own environment, and we want to combat those issues. So that is our focus.
So if you have any questions about the topic today, you can give us a call at 312. It's at the right there, 312-738-1060. Call in. We'll be back at the phones at 7:15. We'll be taking some calls. But in the meantime, if you have any questions for outside of when we're here, you can go to, let me get to our overhead. You can check us out. Give us a text at 773-303-5846. Or you can check out our website at ourlegacynpo.com. Or you can send us an email, Alina Bivens at ourlegacynpo.com. So again, we're talking about community violence. Number one, we live in a distressed community, so therefore we are directly impacted by community violence. And just the other day, over the weekend, in our community, there were some shootings on a block that's 10 steps from us. And like I posted on Facebook today, a bullet has no name tag. What do we do about the issues that's plaguing our community? Is being in a gang, is your loyalty to a gang or whatever's going on that important that you have to go into a community and well a gun and fire it into different areas where bullets don't have a name tag on it? Is your loyalty that powerful to that situation, that circumstances, that organization that you have to do that? We have to look at these things and discuss these things and talk about these things. I think so many times we don't get to the real about what's plaguing our communities and how these things exist and how we are taking lives. We talk about it, but we don't get to the nitty gritty of these issues. But we also have to look at the community people that are in the community. Why are we doing our part? Those who are not part of some of the major issues that's plaguing our community, like violence and drugs and gangs and things of that nature, what are we doing to be impactful for our community? I take that back. What are we not doing? And I'm saying things like just speaking to your community and your neighbors, being involved in things, using your community as a platform to do positive things. You shopping in your community, bringing business in the communities. I'm not just saying going out there just judge someone and beat someone down, but I'm just saying what are positive things we all collectively are doing in our community. And like I say many times on my Facebook post, if you live in a distressed community and you decide to live in it, by choice, you have to enact change. You have to get involved. You may not want to.
Might not want to get
involved. You may not want to get involved, but I'm just telling you, unless these situations are life and death, you have to get involved. There are so many people for the civil rights movement, those people back at our ancestors, my family members, stuff like they didn't want to be involved, but what was more important was their rights. So therefore they got involved. I'm sure that they didn't want to protest, they didn't want to rally. Those things take away, those things bring up issues in communities, but they did it because they would prefer the positive outcome than not doing it. So many times that I see now, so many people say, I'm just not going to get involved. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I just don't want to leave those things alone. But they don't look at not doing anything causes a problem.
And I would like to add that this is a crisis, actually.
Right.
What we are experiencing in our communities, state of emergency, is
a crisis.
It's a crisis.
Right.
It's no time to. We actually don't really have a lot of time to be.
Well, tell them why we don't have a lot of time, because you just looked at a message on our way here
exactly.
of the violence that's happening on the next block in the neighborhood we live in. So we have to go back to this community. While we're talking to you about violence plaguing our community,
right now.
We have to go back to a community that is plagued by violence. We have to see a post saying they are shooting currently in our community. Yet that's why we're bringing the subject to you. This is a crisis.
It's
go ahead, talk some more about that.
Yeah, and my thing is, like, you, just to piggyback off of what you were just saying, we all have to collectively get involved. It's no time for, I don't want to get involved with that. Well, that. There's no time for that. We all have a part to play, and just whatever your role is, whatever the Heavenly Father or whatever whatever He has for you, we need to be doing it. As far as our community,
and
it takes a village.
And I will also say that, let's be honest, for those who have these family members who are committing crimes. So right now, let's talk about gun violence and shootings. Who you are aware of, who's doing these things, or y'all need to get on board and talk to them, because a bullet does not have a name on it.
That's a good that's a good statement. If you are, like you just said, if you all have family members who are, and everybody do,
friends
who are
anybody
in gangs, who are participating in shooting and killing, y'all have direct connections to these people that's out here murdering the innocent, the children, and the elderly. Y'all have direct contact to them. Use your God-given gifts to help them to make a change. I know you hear a lot of people that say you can't make no grown person do nothing.
But you can talk and
I disagree. You can persuade, you can influence, convince.
Talk to them on a daily basis. So, like, for instance, this is a very hard subject, because we both have experienced gun violence on a relative of ours. Our brother, about 15, 20 years ago, I can't quite remember because it's something you don't want to remember, was killed via gang violence. Someone walked to him while he was on a bike, took a gun directly to his heart, and pulled the trigger. Come on now. A year later, around that same time, our mother jumped off the bridge at 79th Street in a red line. So today, these are the issues that we're having from that comes from gun violence, and issues that my mother she couldn't deal with the issue of someone taking her son away from her like that. So therefore, she thought it would be better. She was already struggling with mental illness. So this made this compounded, that you took her son away from her, her child that she loved, that she cared for. So therefore, she couldn't take it. She couldn't deal. So she tried to take her life.
And to piggyback off of what you just said about the jumping off the bridge, that's what my mom did. She tried to commit suicide. But when we was just on the bus today, the bus driver told us, you got Channel 7 News outside on Garfield, and he said somebody, from what he heard, somebody jumped onto the train tracks. Jumped off the bridge onto the train tracks. So mental illness is running rampant in our community.
And people are depressed.
Depression, violence, everything is plaguing us.
And I also would like to say that, on top of that, a week ago, if I'm not mistaken, I play flag football, and one of my former teammates that I was on a team with last year was killed by gun violence yet a week ago at a party, just hanging out with some friends, and was shot. I mean, so you think about it, make you question your decisions, what you're doing in communities. And when you're working hard, you're paying bills, you're doing all these things, and you have to walk out your door, and you become a hostage to your situation. All you do is pay bills, come home, and stay in your house all day. Now, I'm going to say this again, and some people may disagree, but the reality is that what I'm about to say, most people may not agree with, but it's a jolt of reality. It's a jolt to get you guys to understand, to make sense of this situation. The majority of distressed communities that see a lot of gun violence and drugs and stuff like that, The reality is that you have more working class people doing right than doing wrong. Let me say this again. In the distressed community, you have more people doing right than doing wrong. So, we are the people who are doing right outnumber those who are doing wrong, right? So how is it that we allow we the majority,
right.
How do we let the people who are not not do the right in our community? So it means that we have stopped doing what we do to promote our communities, value communities, or we allow, we've allowed those things to make our community successful no longer exist. We don't communicate as neighbors. You know, we don't take care of our lawns. We've given up because it's poor and impoverished, right? And let me be real clear, around this world, there are way more poor and impoverished people than what's going on in the United States. That does not mean that what we're dealing with is not bad and we're not poor, but the tools are right in front of our face. Yes.
Something psychologically wrong with us.
Yes, we are. We're dealing with being enslaved. Yes, we're dealing with racism. Yes, we're dealing with our children being shot and pulled over by the police. Yes, we're dealing with poverty. Yes, we're dealing with not being able to get into straight colleges, and we're not loving ourselves. Things that, despite all those things, right? There's still no excuse for killing. Period. When the tools are right there in front of us, right? So despite that we have all these things against us, the tools are still there for us to take hold of, to band together and take it and make it work. If we band together and make it work, it will work. It will work, people. Gun violence. Violence in our community. A bullet does not have a name on it. Innocent people are being killed. We are coming from a community just 30 minutes ago, getting the information that there is shooting on the next block from where we lived at. So we're speaking from knowledge of being in an environment where these things are happening on a regular basis. So the summertime brings us joy. I love the summertime in Chicago, but it also brings me pain. That I have to walk out my door and worry if, man, I hope that bullet ain't for me today. I don't know about you. Yeah, but I don't want to feel that way. But we cannot be the only ones feeling that way and trying to do something about it.
We have to figure out a way to get these individuals with this type of mentality and mindset. I believe that is psychological because
but it's the way already figured out. The way is already there.
Finish my point. So, if you take away the guns is not. I'm not saying you're saying that.
No, I agree with you.
Guns are not the problem. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Right. If you take away the guns, all our people is going to do is pick up machetes. So that lets you know that it is a mindset.
Exactly. So that's what we're talking about. So even though we're using the guns, we're using our examples if that's what we're dealing with. But we and everybody of the sound of our voice know the problem is deeper. So what I'm saying to you is that figure out it's psychological, it's mental health, it's not eating properly, it's loitering, it's littering in your neighborhood, not valuing your community, all those things. But those things can be fixed if we work together. So somebody posted on my Facebook post, it was like, you can get through those things and you're making it, right? You got the skills needed to be successful to weather the storm and deal with the things in your community. And what I said back to the individual, and so does other people, because I had someone to help and support me to get to me where I'm at.
But you
that's
also
what community is. That's what neighbors
you also have weak-minded people. Now, I'm not saying that to be sarcastic or funny.
So what I'm saying is that with that, you have the neighbors. But the strong neighbors stand up.
Right,
that's the point of community. That's the point of a village. Yeah. The stronger people stand up and help the ones who need a little bit more guidance. Right. So if you know of individuals out there who are plaguing community with violence and all these other things, talk to them on a daily basis.
Connected to the
you
source.
Get tired.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like I posted on my Facebook, being a community activist is 100% hard every day. Definitely. But that's the role. It is what it is. So, do I have discouraging days? Yes. But I fight through those discouraging days by being uplifted when I post things on Facebook and people encourage me on a daily basis. I post on Facebook. I could not do it without the encouragement of those people on social media and the people see me out and about. I probably would give up easier. So the village takes care of me so I can do what I can do. They uplift me, they encourage me, say, Lena, you're doing a good job. Keep up with that community garden. Right. Keep up with that Hello campaign. Right, keep up talking about what you're doing. That helps me, motivates me to keep moving and stay forward. So, I got you. Okay. We had our 15 minutes. Okay. So, if you have any questions, call us at 312-738-1060.
I'm going to go do phone calls, you all.
Do phone call. Please call in with your opinions. Yeah. But in the meantime, if you have any questions outside, and go to the overhead. Uh-oh, did I hit it right? Yeah, there you go. If you have any questions outside of that, you can check us out at ourlegacy.npo.com. You can check us out on Facebook at Our Legacy as well. Or you can send me an email at ourlegacy.npo.com if you have any questions, concerns. Or you can text me, 773-303-5846. But also, if you have any individual children, we have a summer camp that's going to be going on this summer. And if you want to enroll your kids in a free summer camp, give Cleo a call at 773-363-6941. It is free. Those are the regular hours right now for the after-school program, but on July 9th, the summer program will change to 10 to 2. It is a free program. This is the address, and this is 119 East Garfield Boulevard. Please give them a call so you can pick up an application or just stop by the location and grab your application for the summer program. So if you have any children who are interested in summer camp, we do a whole bunch of great things there at the Cleo Center. Please, give them a call or go stop by and get an application for the summer program. So please, 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 you can say Lena referred you. I am Lena. Just say Lena referred you, and it's a free program. Spots are limited, so please make sure you check out the Cleo Center. So now I'm here by myself. So again, I want to reach out to the people, everyone at the sound of my voice. This is life or death for someone like myself and other people in my community who live in distressed communities, okay? Gun violence and the many other things that layer down in gun violence. We know gun violence is just something on top of the underlying issues. But at this time in our lives, we have to skip some stages. There's a lot that's going on in the world, and we can't get to all the issues and what's plaguing you, what's making you causing it. We know what they are, but it gets to a point we just have to take charge and we have to do it. Those people in our community who are strong, who can get through it, who can support, we need y'all to stand up to help those people who may need a little bit push. Because like, I'm being honest with you guys, before we came here, we got some information saying in our community, a block from where we live, there were shooting. We live in this community, so we're talking about first-hand knowledge of what's going on in our community. We're being plagued by a lot of issues in our community. Lack of education, right? Food deserts in our community. Our community not banded together to support each other. Lack of police support, getting our children getting pulled over, Lack of financial stabilities in our community. Lack of quality housing. It's a lot of things that's going on. But at the end of the day, if we say, look, let's come together and take care of ourselves, we'll be more stronger to deal with those other issues, those individuals, those systems that are plaguing us. But right now, we're working separately. So how can we work together to be stronger to deal with these issues? This is serious. This is like, let me take my glasses off. This is life and death for our children, okay? I have so many first-hand knowledges of death and shootings that it's not even funny, okay? Last year or the year before this, a young lady got shot on a block of 65th and King Drive. The young girl was just sitting in the car with her parents. The bullet rang out and killed the young woman, the young girl. She was a baby, right? I was so devastated by this because at the end of the day, why a child? So why am I even different? Why is my neighbor even different? Why is the next child even different? Like, this overwhelms me, and I'm conflicted. I'm compounded. My heart bleeds. I hurt by this. So I'm wondering, am I the only one that's feeling this way? Because when you feel this type of way, and you're compounded by the violent issue, you enact change. Now, enacted change doesn't mean do like I'm doing, come on TV and talk about it. You can help in so many ways. You can help an organization like mine. You can help an organization that's all in the community. You could just talk to a gentleman or a young man or a family member you feel that's plaguing the community by these things. We are all related to those individuals. Okay? How do we get in their heads? How do we make change? And if you're raising children right to this day who are 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, and you're just letting them willy-nilly be outside, unsupervised, you bear some responsibility what's going on in the community. So I'm going to give you a quick example. We have 5 minutes. So I get on the bus at the same time every day. It's this one young man. He just gets on the bus acting fool, trying to be for free. Get on the bus for free. So a young lady was smoking her cigarette, right? And he told her, get out my face. He disrespected the woman. I said, hold on, young man. What you're not going to do, you're not going to disrespect this woman, right? So nevertheless, the other bus riders came up and told the young man, don't do this, bus, let's skip it. So 3 days later, right, I see the young man on one of those blue bikes, right? He's riding a bike. Do you know this young man kicked at some people who was walking past him while he on a bike? Now, I see this young man every day without parental guidance. He's just doing, look, I don't know how to access him. He's never with a parent. And if I ask him the information, he's not going to give me the information. Where's his parent at? You know, where's his auntie at? Where's his cousin at? Where are the fathers in the communities who can say, young man, you need to get somewhere and sit down? Or where are the community neighbors that see him who live on his block and see he's been unsupervised? We have to stand up as community individuals to help and support. When I see things going on in my community, I'm not disrespectful to my neighbors. I'm not disrespectful to the children. I'm not disrespectful to those people who may be struggling in the community. I try to do my best to support. If I see trash on the ground, I pick it up. I just don't throw trash willy-nilly outside in people's yard and things of that nature. If I see an elder in need and they need someone to carry a bag to their home, I ask them. If I'm on the bus and I see elders getting on the bus, I get up. These simple actions make a world of difference. Believe me, it will. But we all have to look into our heart and say, look, there's something that I can do to make a change. And I'm really, really, really talking to you guys because it's really life or death for many of us who live in distressed communities. We have to deal with this on a daily basis. And some of us can't afford to go live other places. You know, people, and again, we outnumber those who are doing the things that they're not supposed to be doing. But I can't do it by myself. As a community, as a village, we have to come together and stand strong together and take care of our community, be a village, support our neighbors, go to community meetings, have them block club meetings, despite that you may be tired. Let me be honest with you guys. On a daily basis, I'm tired. Being a community activist is draining. It's tiresome. But when I look at the goal and the big picture, that's not a problem. So we have a caller. Do we have a caller? Okay, go ahead. Caller, what's your question or comment? Hello? Okay. All right, so they hung up. So I'm going to continue on. We have about 2 minutes to end this segment. So again, community violence. What can you do in the community today, tomorrow, the next second to figure out how it is you can impact your community positively? Okay? We have to make changes. I beg of you, I plead of you, I'm asking of you, do something. One caller, 1 minute, let's go. Do we have that caller coming? Okay, go ahead, caller. What's your question or comment?
Yes, this is Mother Josephine Wade.
Go ahead. You're the last person. Go ahead. You got 30 seconds. Talk to me.
I've got some Hard Times restaurant, and I'm just praising her because I agree with everything that she says she do in her neighborhood.
Well, thank you.
I just want to encourage her to keep moving it forward because she's on the right path. Because that's exactly what I teach my kids. And that's exactly what I do, is what she do.
Well, thank you so much, and we appreciate you calling in. So our time is about to come to an end, right? We got 3 seconds. Our time is about to come to an end. Thank you for joining us today. Our Legacy, check us out on our website. Thank you for listening. Be encouraged. Be a support system for your community. Be a village. And we are out. Deuces.